My theme for this year is freedom, and I just want to go out there and rip it up and see what happens. I spent a couple of years sort of focusing on long distance racing. Focusing back on that 70.3, it really reminded me of how awesome and fun it is to race the shorter races, how hard you can go. I'm feeling really excited. First triathlon of the year. I love St. George. It's a beautiful course. I feel super fit. I don't know if I've ever done a run course this hilly, so that'll be interesting. I love this course, the challenge of the wind and the hills. I tend to do pretty well on hilly and challenging courses. I think it really suits me.
Do you have the fitness to win this race on Saturday?
No.
Do you show up to a start line if you don't think you can win?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not like delusional about the field that I'm racing against. You know, there are incredible athletes. This is a world-class field that we're racing against on Saturday. I feel like I have podium potential. Winning, would be a long shot. I mean, winning is awesome, but that's not why I'm in sport. I'm in sport to push my boundaries mentally, physically, like just see what I can do. And wherever that lands me within the field is where it is.
Where are we? St. George, Utah. One of the coolest and most beautiful places on earth. St. George is one of my favorite races, so I knew I wasn't going to skip this one. It's not an easy course. It's quite technical just in all the different aspects. It always creates a different challenge year to year. The course is always changing a little bit. It's not about towing the line with any one guy. For me, it's about where I want to be pushing myself and where I can make my strength the best on this course. I hope to keep them honest at different parts in the race, and my skill set will keep me around the main part of the race. I've done some hard work, and I think I'm going to be in the thick of the race. I'll take what I got, put it on course, and go from there. I'm not really here to beat anybody. I'm here to just keep racing, do courses that I love, and keep pushing myself 10 years, 12 years on from where I was, when I first started doing these races.
I was ready to quit swimming for tattoos. Well, like any mom, I'm just a mom. Who doesn't love a personal vacation? No laundry, I don't got chores. I'm just here for fun. I had a weird spring, so not quite in the shape I would normally like to be, but I am healthy. Now I'm here. Everyone knows I've been having the health stuff, but the best way for me to deal with that was just to be outside. So lots of outdoor, fresh air, outdoor activity.
So 0 expectations for the Saturday?
Yeah. I think I'm trying to get my brain to be on board with that. It's hard when you've been racing a long time and you know what you can do and what you want to do, but also, gotta make peace with where you're at in life and in the season. You can't race forever, and I do want to just do any opportunity that comes my way and feels good and feels like it fits with me, and St. George is always a special place to me, so that's why I'm here.
Not only were you an engineer, but then you used to do some bodybuilding.
Yeah, but let's keep that off the record. I always had a dream of becoming a professional athlete. I saw my soccer, playing tennis, bodybuilding. But yeah, triathlete was just I just found my true self. I think it took me like a year and a half to become a pro and start racing the pros, and I got my ass handed to me on the first year. I just wanted to race against the best and be one of the best athletes in the world, which I think I'm getting close to being the top Brazilian, top South American, and breaking through that top 50, top 20 ranks. St. George was already on the plans. I had a camp here with my coach. Then I just stayed longer for 3 weeks because I wanted to train a little bit of lower elevation coming from Boulder. It was a good 4 weeks, I guess. Now this taper week, feeling ready to race, and I prepared the best that I could, so there's no excuses going to this race. Sam is a really personal, one of my best friends, so I've ridden a lot with him. I've never ridden in a race with him. So hopefully in St. George I can make that happen and give him some company on the hills and survive on the downhills, and maybe we can run together. It would be an amazing battle. I mean, I will be stoked with that. I'm going into this race with a knife in my teeth and is ready to really push hard. And if I'm not going hard, that's because something's wrong. You know, you need to be going really hard to stay with those guys. And it's gonna take a lifetime best 7.3 performance to beat them.
How did Jeannie drop you guys?
You're strong. Everyone's forgotten about Jeannie. I haven't. Never count out a Metzler.
How important is it to show up on Saturday mentally fit?
I think being mentally prepared is just as important as being prepared physically. I know that personally. I've kind of been out since Worlds 2021, which was in St. George. I kind of let the pressure get to me, and that was really hard. I had to take a step back, and I really had to take care of myself. And knowing what I've been through, it's just really important to make sure your mental health is in a good spot, especially performing at the highest level.
How are you feeling?
I feel okay. It's race week, you know. We've been down here for like over a month, so hopefully my body will show up on Saturday. I kind of don't have any expectations. I've been out for quite a while, coming back from an injury too. I'm just happy to be healthy and test myself, you know. I'm happy to see that Jackie's racing. I always love racing her, and Sky is also one of my favorites, so it should be good. I just really want to enjoy being back out there. This is one of my favorite races, so I'm really happy.
And they're like, wow, imagine how good he could run if he wasn't injured. 2014 was my first time here, and I got 18th in my third pro race. I was going to retire. So, I mean, I've had nothing but great experiences here. I love St. George. It's just a great spot for endurance. I love the desert. The cold water is, for me, I think being a wimp will always be challenging.
What's the problem back there, pal? Well, first time doing up a wetsuit, I guess.
It is. Well, there's only about probably 65 today. But a good opportunity to take the wetsuit off and do a little bit of swimming just to slowly get over that mental block.
After my Indian Wells problems, become one with cold water.
So I don't have the super top end speed like I used to, but I do believe that I am mentally stronger than ever. I think maybe I can overcome when the going gets tough. All of the lessons coming together, I can transcend what I've done in the past. But I'm going up against hungry guys. Sam Long is super hungry. After our last battle, he's going to want the W. There's guys coming in all directions. I've had quite a few wins, and I don't remember a lot of them. Yeah, I remember the fun moments. I definitely remember 2021, for sure, here.
They see the purple and then they're like, oh, Sky! Because people know I'm coming. I came down to St. George, all the way from Salt Lake City. It's time to kick off the 2023 season. And what better place to do it than in my home state? At a race that I love. I have really good vibes and good memories. My favorite memory of St. George, I was thinking about this week. I was really proud of the Ironman World Championship here last year, and that was the most destroyed I've ever been after an Ironman. Like, you're leaving absolutely nothing out there, taking all the risks, blah, blah, blah. So that one might be my favorite, but I think it was maybe my second pro race I raced here, and I got 10th, which meant a paycheck, and I was over the moon to get top 10. If I got 10th this weekend, I'd be really pissed, but I don't know if I have very many talents. I'm just really good at working hard and being tough and not giving up.
Do you have the fitness to podium or to win?
Yeah, definitely. Jeannie Metzler races really well on this course when she is in form, so she'll be fun to race with. I'm still learning like markers of, oh, I'm super fit. Even though your body's like screaming at you, you can push it beyond what you should probably be able to do. I gravitated towards purple. Like, I don't go around wearing like purple pants all the time. Well, now I do because I'm always in workout clothes. So it's just kind of caught on. Yeah, it's just my trademark.
Yo, yo, yo. Stealing my punchline, man.
You know, if you want to win, right, you got to risk it to get the biscuit. So there's a fine line there, but I think in in Oceanside, I let myself be that frog in the boiling pot of water, and I gotta realize, am I boiling myself or am I boiling the competition, so to speak? I'd hope not to see the race unfold like Oceanside, because that was for me a really humiliating experience and not an experience I'd like to replicate. I do think it's a good point with Jackson. He's benefited by how I've raced a lot of times. I think he's now beat me out of 2 out of the last 3 races. I think it's his turn to step up to the plate and do a lot of the work. I've also thought a lot about, okay, I want to win, but I have to be willing to lose the race. I'm not going to just do the work, be someone's domestique to make them look like a hero. The good news with Lionel is that we both like to share the work. We're not really too interested in sitting in. I always love when Lionel's at the race. It means it's going to be hard, and we're going to race honest and fair and as hard as we can. Usually the better person wins. When I leave it to a sprint finish with Lionel, I haven't fared well. I don't know if the third time's the charm, and if I want to give it the third try and see how it works, or if I got to try and figure out how to make something happen before the final 400 meters. That's what racing is about, and that's what makes it so exciting. Going in with an open mind, trying to make decisions on the fly, because if you think it's going to play out a certain way, it usually doesn't.
Yeah, just all around a great day. Obviously the swim sets it up, so really been focusing, working hard on the swim, and I think more importantly, really enjoying the swim now for the first time. Bike, got out, and I realized it was now or never if I wanted to get away while we'd get big groups. So those first 20 minutes were over 400 watts, and then kind of settled in. Was really happy to work with Dylan, then kind of saved it to Snow Canyon and opened it up again at Snow Canyon. And then on the run, really thought a lot about the second lap. So the first lap was kind of just cruising, and then opened it up on the second lap. Of course, I did not want to repeat Oceanside. So yeah, just having fun. I was actually smiling the whole day, just really happy to be out here. Kind of got rid of the pressure of myself. At first was just feeling so much pressure to perform, kind of like, oh, I've got a baby in August. I got to like get my season done before then. And then just reframed it like, life is positive, life is great. I'm doing what I love, and that's all I was doing today. So yeah, overall, I think I executed my best well-rounded race I've ever had, and that's what it's about. And I've always thought it just takes time in the swim. There's no magic bullets in anything, and it's just preparation and belief and showing up every day. Yeah, so, I mean, Snow Canyon's always my favorite part of the course. If you've never been, I suggest pre-riding it. Now I know it so well, I don't ride it until race day because I like the magic to come on race day because I always get inspired by the beauty there. And I think if you come here, be prepared for a hard course, but a true course, and to look around because the golf course on the run is also beautiful. You got the greenest grass, you got the best Red Rock Mountains, and it's just, it's a place to remember, and the town welcomes us. So it really is a true home of triathlon. Of course, we'll have more of a feature on the YouTube, so you can type my name in YouTube and follow along. Thanks, guys, so much.
Yeah, swim start was super aggressive with so many bodies on the start line. I had a little experience of that at Worlds, but this honestly seemed so much worse. But honestly, I was swimming pretty well for about half of it. I was in a good little pack, kind of blew up a little bit the last 600 of the swim, but knew my race is on land, so I just kind of tried to conserve energy, got out of the water, had a quick transition onto the bike, ended up having good legs right away, and just wanted to take what was mine on the bike, and I biked as if there was no run. I biked ridiculously hard, and I was also running a 1x, so that's really bad for the uphills, but really good for the downhills if you can get up the uphills. So, and then got to the run, and instantly my legs had nothing, and I was not expecting those hills in the run, but ended up just fighting off Jackson. I had to push really hard, but yeah, that was probably the hardest I've dug in a long time, but I just couldn't be happier. I have no words. Yeah, it's best performance of my life, so. I owe Lionel he deserved this podium too. I've been out with Lionel in Tucson since January, the first of the year, and we've just been training every day together, swim, bike, run, and he's helped me as a coaching figure, as a friend, as a training partner in so many different ways, and just to be able to learn from one of the best in the world daily, it's just amazing. So obviously Lionel's very popular for his mindset of being super strong and really believing in himself. And I kind of lack that a little bit, but he's very contagious. And yeah, just thank you so much to Aaron and Lionel for everything.
It was an interesting race. I had a pretty good swim. I don't know how far I was down, probably less than a minute. And I knew I was in a good spot. Sam was out right with me, and I knew it would be real tough to hang with him because he can really take it out hard, and he did. And I didn't quite have that high end I needed to hang with him, so it ended up being a bit of a solo grind for me on the bike for a long time. But I still felt pretty good, had some solid power, and made my way up into, I was basically up into third place for a long time on my own. At top of Snow Canyon, me and Trevor Foley, and I think it was Dylan Gillespie, all kind of came together at the same time, and then Trevor kind of pulled us down the hill and into transition, and then onto the run. I was second starting the run. Trevor started right behind me, and then he just took off, got a gap on me, and I basically spent the whole run trying to close that gap. We kind of hovered at about 30 seconds behind him, and I just couldn't get it any closer than that. And then he was able to finish strong and put a few more seconds into me. So Sam was way up the road. He had a freaking awesome day, and he was super, super strong across all three. So good for him, good win. And I'm happy with third. I'd love to get a win here, but I did the best I could. And honestly, I have no complaints. It was a solid day, so it's always a good day when you're on the podium. I would say this is the best course in the world. It's challenging, but fast. The conditions are great. It's not too hot. It hardly ever rains here. Things everything you could want in a race. So, yeah, it's my favorite. Road surfaces are great. The crowds, the community comes out and supports it. It's awesome.
The day honestly was interesting because I didn't feel very good, but I'm just so happy to be out there racing again. So I just really try to stay in the moment and do my best and try and get the most out of myself. And yeah, like I said, I'm just really stoked to be out there pushing myself, competing with some of the best in the world, and yeah, it's just a great way to start the season again.
It's awesome.
I feel like my ride was pretty steady. For me, I feel like it's kind of where I was when I did Worlds in 2021, so I'm really happy with that. But like, yeah, I kind of haven't raced in a year, so it's like getting that feeling back is kind of tough. And also the first race of the season, so my fitness wasn't really there on the run. I felt good for the first half, but then kind of struggled on the back end. But I just held it together to finish. So yeah, I'm just so grateful that my husband's here. He's back racing after an injury, and just my mom's here from South Africa with my dog. She's been so helpful this past month as we prepared here. So just really grateful for my family and my husband.
The swim, I got to go back and remember now. That was so long ago. The swim was okay. I mean, I felt like I had the worst swim start of my entire life for whatever reason. It wasn't in that bad of a position because I was swimming with people I've swum with before. So I was like, all right, this isn't the end of the world. I was confident in my bike, but yeah, I feel like in the past on this course, I've probably gone out really hard, pushed some climbs really, really hard, and I just wanted to try to put in a bit more even effort and just be patient, be catching. I was like, I'll just make a move right before the canyon and see who comes with me. And Jeannie's in good bike shape. She stuck it out. Coming out of T2, I didn't feel amazing. I mean, it was like fine. There's a difference between when you feel amazing and you can just really push that limit, and when you're just like, okay, I am pushing everything I can and it doesn't feel great. And the first lap was, I'm pushing everything I can, but it doesn't feel great. And then, I don't know, something changed. And then I was like able to just really go hard on the second lap. And just don't even focus on how far anybody is and just go as hard as you can. Tried to run as fast as I could and I had fun.
You know, actually, I had one of the best takeouts in a swim that I've ever had. I was goggle to goggle with Sky for a while. I had pretty much a panic attack in the swim. I have never had a panic attack like that in the swim, so it took a long time to calm down. But once I did, I just kind of settled in. And, you know, I've done this course a lot, so I'm familiar with it. And really, you can treat it like a 46-mile bike race, because once you get to the top of Snow Canyon, then it's just all downhill to the finish. So really, the course suits, you know, true cyclists. You have to learn how to use your momentum and ride the course really well. And yeah, I just focused on just trying to be a real cyclist out there. The run, so I was a bit concerned about my run going into this race. I had a question mark about my run turnover and speed right now. Because we took almost a week off or so after the Ironman to let my legs recover. I treated it like 2x5K uphill repeats. If I could just get to the top for about 5K or so, then just let it rip on the way down. Then uphill 5K and then let it rip on the way down. That was my strategy, and it worked. I was trying hard to reel Sky in, but I would have had to drop probably like, I don't know, like a 5:20 or 5:30 last mile. And I was just like, I don't think that's there right now.